Welcome back to Marbella now. My name is Nicole King, and this week we're recording our show from this amazing location called Velvet. It's in Aloha, and I'm telling you, it meets up to its name. This place is plush.
Let the feeling into your soul. Let it set you on your way. No need to hesitate. Time to make a change. There'll be no
We have a date. This year's United Nationalities of Marbella Summit is going to be on Tuesday, the 24th of April. And Remedios here is a fundamental member of our United Nationalities of Marbella Summit because it takes quite a lot to organize us all in order to achieve these goals that we've set ourselves. Remedios, thank you for taking a few minutes to pop into the program.
Thank you.
But we're on now the last couple of months to the event, and the first 2 years what we've done is identify issues that are of interest to our community. We're concerned that the lack of communication along our 27-kilometre coastline. We have lots of great associations, a lot of great groups, but how do we get that we all connect to each other, to speak to each other? Then of course there's the 137 nationalities driving around, learning to drive in different countries, different habits, and those who drink and maybe aren't taking the rest of the community's safety to heart. Then we've got our teens, 13 to 17-year-olds, not really a space for them at the moment. So many things, Remedios, that in our perfect city, with a little bit of me helping you and vice versa, we could actually resolve quite a few things, which is the objective this year.
Yeah, the idea is to connect people. When you move to this area, you need to know so many things, important things, little things for your everyday life, and connecting people can help you so much. And you know, I have been working in schools and with families who moved to this area. It wasn't only I don't like the school. It's also helping them to do paperwork, to find a doctor, to find where to do different things, to feel that this is a place for them and they feel comfortable. And that's why I understand the aim of the United Nationalities. People living in this area after many years, they keep isolated and they need help, they need communication, they need to be in contact. And as I said, maybe sometimes it's important things, maybe it's little things, but it makes your life much easier if you have that connection. That's the intention with the United Nationalities.
I mean, even Charmaine Arbwin, our British consul, was mentioning the other day they've launched this fabulous new website, support in Spain, which is all the different services for older people within the Spanish community and also within our international community, because even when things exist, finding out about them is very difficult. It's up to the community members to pass the information on, and a lot of the times our businesses need to get more involved to keep this message, this chain of communication going.
Yeah, when you talk to business people, you find that some people have been learning Russian for years because they want to offer good service to Russian people. So, and they are lawyers, advisors, business people in general. They want to help the people who move to this area. But the problem is that this person who has been learning a language to give a service like a lawyer using the same language that people need is not connected to the people who need that service. That's the idea. We need to connect service, people, what they need, and you find many professional people in this area willing to help, willing to offer guidance and services and learning languages for those people moving here, and that's the intention.
Yeah. And the nice thing is, because Marbella is a very charitable city, but I think sometimes we forget, when they say charity starts at home, quite literally, there are people that we can help that maybe not be a business opportunity. Maybe they're not going to give us anything, but we have got something we can give them, and it just makes sense if you can. Like we were talking, for example, charities need income all the year round, and our business restaurants need business all the year round. It makes sense that we set up this grapevine of communication, that all these charities have something in all these restaurants, so then all of us who live here have somewhere to go and also getting the maximum value.
And there are many companies willing to help charities. There are companies, and you know, important companies in Spain. You have Fundación Botín, Fundación La Caixa. You have important companies that have in parallel a foundation because they really care about the community. They really care about social work, about help to people who have really
Well,
need.
the foundation Linea Directa are one of the first companies to actually stand up from our first United Nationalities Summit, and they offer taxi gratuito 4 veces al mes para niños españoles hasta 26 años. Cada mes 4 taxis gratis y te llevan hasta la moto o la grúa. En casa también sin costes si eres miembro del socio de Línea Directa de Seguro, pero para que no bebas y conduzcas, prefieren pagarte un taxi. And this is also for the English. Any person with a NIE, the National Identification Number for Extranjeros, gets free taxi no matter how old you are, as long as you have a NIA and you're in the province of Malaga. And this was one of the first incentives. So we don't drink and drive, but we do go out.
Yeah, but that's, for example, an incredible, an amazing initiative from Línea Directa. But you know, because you work with Línea Directa very close to them, there are hundreds of people
because of their road traffic
who need to know
foundation,
that.
and it's telling people have things that they care about. Not everyone is just about business, and I think that's really what we're looking for in our community. If you've got a business, but you're more than just a business, 24th of April, it's a Tuesday, come to our United Nationalities of Marbella Summit. It's our 3rd year. We've summed it up, and now we're putting in some solutions. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful lady in red.
Free taxi 4 times a month and 25% discount on your car insurance if you're the Zero Hero.
Yeah, I'm here in Marbella, but it says here I'm in La Canada.
If you haven't mastered the lingo, don't worry. Linea Directa has a free GPS geolocator service that will come and find you. Martin Wood is back, Big M Productions, and what a production the ABBA events were all up and down our coast. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
A resounding success and very happy chappies.
Yeah, very happy indeed, especially in the new places that we were at, which were the Auditorium in Estepona and up in Torre del Mar. 2 places we haven't had productions on before, and both of them fantastic.
The nice thing is that at least I know the one in Estepona, it's a real theatre.
Oh, it's a proper theatre.
It's a proper stage, and it's
Lovely.
very luxurious.
Comfortable seating
yes,
as well, yeah.
I don't think
Although
enough people
everyone
know
was
about
up dancing, that's the thing.
Well, that's just it. Even when I went to see ABBA the movie, we were up and dancing. How
That's
couldn't
it.
you not?
You
It's the
can't.
music of our life.
It's just one of those things that gets people up dancing and singing along.
Well done, because obviously it's not just bringing events to the coast, it's bringing good events to the coast.
We try to, yes.
You invest
always
a lot
make
of
it
money
quality,
to
yeah.
bring these people
Yes, we
over,
do.
so you have to,
Yes.
I suppose, it's a big gamble, so you're betting on the best.
Yeah, we are, yes. Like, for example, the next thing we're bringing is coming from London's West End. So that's not inexpensive to bring. And it's stars of the West End.
Wow. Well, I have to say I'm a big fan of musical, of the shows, and we don't have enough of that locally. No. And our young kids, it's a great opportunity to get, when I was little, my parents, I was very fortunate, took me to the West End and to go and see things. So this is a great opportunity.
It's a real experience, isn't it?
Yes, tell us more.
Well, Stars of the West End is a touring show in the UK, and it's made up of principal performers from London's West End. And they chop and change depending on the show that they're in. The one that we have brought here before, and almost exactly a year ago, starred Mike Sterling, who has played Phantom in Phantom of the Opera over 1,000 times. He's been Valjean in Les Miserables, plus many other roles. He's coming back this year, and starting on the 14th of March, he's here for 6 days. And with him is Lucy Van Gass, who was Glinda in Wicked, the one about the witches, and she was also in My Fair Lady. And coming as well, Kate Golston, who was in Chicago and also in Mamma Mia. So we've still got that little tenuous ABBA link.
And obviously, as you say, renowned names.
Yes, they are.
And therefore a really unique opportunity for us to not only hear music from the shows. What kind of things are there going to be? What's the repertoire?
Obviously, they're going to be singing songs from musicals that they have been in themselves. But they're also adding lots of other musicals, like, for example, I don't want to give too much away, but Oliver.
One of my favourite movies.
Sound of Music as well. I'm not going to say any more.
When?
I'm not
Where?
going to say
Tell us
anymore,
more. I know we've
because
heard
I got the programme rundown through yesterday. I'm looking through it and thinking this sounds absolutely amazing.
So when? Give us again the dates, the time, and everything.
Well, they're here. The first date is in the auditorium again in Estepona, and that's on the 14th. It's a Wednesday.
14th of March. 14th of March, and then
the following day we zoom up to Torre del Mar, and we're in a place called Salon del Mar, and that's the 15th. Back down the coast to Benalmádena, the Sunset Beach Club Hotel.
Very nice.
They've got a lovely theatre there called the Moonlight, and we're there on Friday the 16th. Then on Sunday the 18th in Avanto Restaurant. Beautiful restaurant right on the beach. I think you've been there.
Yes, it's lovely.
Right on the beach.
We've even recorded from there. It really is delightful.
It is superb. And they've just got a new concert room, just finished being built. So we are in that room. And then on Monday the 19th, we're at La Sala in Puerto Banús.
Oh, wow. So you really are running up and down the coast and an opportunity for everybody.
That's right. People don't have to travel a long distance to see the show. We come to them. That's the whole idea.
Oh, well, some of those places, although they're large, they're not that big. So you've got to get your tickets now. How can people get
only
tickets?
200 people. And for ABBA, we sold out 2 weeks before. So if you want to come along to this show, you really need to get your tickets, which you can get online. If you go to our website, which is costadeldisco.com, all the links are there. You can also buy in all of the venues. So, for example, if you go to the auditorium in Estepona, you can pay by card or cash at the ticket desk there.
Moments like this are unique.
That's right.
They need to be seized with both hands.
Yeah.
And parents, I can only beg you to take your children, because it really is just such a... They need to experience it.
There is more to this world than just listening to music on the internet.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're not exposed to something, how do you know?
That's right. That's right. You get captured into the moment when you've got real professional entertainers on stage singing with voices that are absolutely spot on all the way through. Mike's brilliant. I mean, his voice, he doesn't need a microphone at times. It's just superb.
Well, you've got a lovely speaking voice
Thank
yourself.
You.
Have you always been in music productions? What's your
I've always been involved
history?
in music. Back in the 1970s, I put concerts on in England, and then obviously we came to Spain 1982. It's 36 years ago. It's amazing. And then I got involved in radio and TV, because we had our own TV channel down here back in the 90s. So it's something I've always been involved in this business, yeah.
And the nice thing is, the more involved you are on one side, you get more involved behind the scenes, and you get to know and meet everyone. There's so many opportunities on the Costa del Sol. It's just finding that niche.
There is, definitely, yeah. And lots of things happening this summer as well.
Can you tell us now? Can you give us just a little, coming soon?
Santana is coming back.
The real Santana?
The real Santana. I think he was on a couple of years ago at Starlight. He's going to be in the open air in Fuengirola this time at the Castle.
Oh, wow. What a cool
Sting
setting
was,
as well.
Where Simply Red was, he's going to be there. So.
And is this through you?
No, it's not through me. I just happened to hear about it in the last couple of days because I'm working on a project for Benidorm. So that came up in passing.
Well, it's really exciting things, and obviously as more things come up on your schedule, do let us know.
We will,
because it's always a pleasure to know the things that are coming, and just the exclusive. The original Santana is coming back to the coast, and I just love that setting up on the coast. It's worth getting your passports and having your jabs to leave Marbella sometimes.
I know, we do giggle about that. But there's a lot of things happening all the way up and down the coast. Obviously Starlight's coming back again this year, which we're all very pleased to hear. That would have been a great loss if it hadn't done that. But I mean, even smaller events in La Cala de Mijas, for example, starting in May, every Thursday night there's a free concert in the middle of the village. So for those that like different kinds of music and dance, it's only a 15-minute drive up the coast and you've got a free concert. And
it's that, you can to explore our coastline and have a reason to go. If you're not into sightseeing, at least if you go, you've got a reason to go, and at the same time have dinner. It's really worth it.
That's right.
We're so well located in Marbella. And the nice thing is you can go, but we always get to come back. It's the most important thing. Martin, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And I look forward to seeing you.
I hope you can make it.
I will definitely be. Music
Stars
of
of
the
the
show,
West End.
Stars of the West End. I am in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, hey.
Exciting to welcome back Surian. One named artists are always the best. Surian, no need for any more. Our fabulous resident singer and performer here in Marbella, but also very much loved in your homeland of Gibraltar. Congratulations, Surian. I see you everywhere.
I'm plastered everywhere.
You
it's all
are.
This, social media, absolutely everywhere.
But not just that, you are performing everywhere, and the feedback is wonderful. It's lovely to see how successful you're being, how well your music's being received. Give us a rundown of what you've been up to. It's been a while since we chatted.
It has been, you know, and since we last met, I've been really developing in all kinds of areas, you know, as an artist, as a songwriter, being my own manager, you know, I need to control all these aspects all around me. So now, you know, as I said in the last program, I'm working with Peter Montegrifo, the guitarist, and now we've got a very cool eclectic band with us called the Peter Montegrifo Band. So it's Surian and the Peter Montegrifo Band, and we are just doing all our songs, you know, and giving it a very cool twist of jazz and blues. So we've got a gig coming up in Gibraltar on the 17th of March at the Jazz Cafe, and that's going to be just as a duo, me and him. But then we've got another exciting gig coming up here in Marbella, in San Pedro, in a very cool venue called La Catarina, which I'm really looking forward to, and it's on the 12th of May. And we're going to be the full band performing there. It's free entry, but we've got a very special guest.
Who? I mean, more special than you. I can't think that they're going to be more special than you.
Well, there's this absolutely beautiful girl called Laura Rubio, and some of you might have seen her on TV last year. She was a semi-finalist in La Voz,
which is the Spanish version of The Voice.
Yep. And she's a really cool one, you know, with that really bluesy voice, with all those wicked tattoos, you know, on her arm. And we've kind of hooked up, and we have the same philosophy, and we just gel. So, and especially with her mum, Maria Jose. She's awesome. I mean,
does she perform as well, or she's
she's a flamenco artist. She's a very good dancer of flamenco, and I've seen some pictures of her in her younger days when she used to perform, and my God, you know, like you can tell that it's passion. No wonder her daughter's the way she is. So she's coming over, and as a guest artist, she's going to be performing on that gig. So check you out, man. You get two for
the price of one, which is free anyway.
There you go. And plus an awesome band with us, you know, which is the...
And the Caterina was actually, I don't know about this year, but I remember that they did get the best live music venue awards in the Marbella Rocks Awards, definitely in 2016, the year before. It is a great venue. It's easy to park. The acoustics are great. Inside, it's like you're lost in like some kind of like a saloon atmosphere, but it's a great place to go. They make their own beer.
They do.
So there's a lot of plus things for La Caterina, and they are renowned for bringing really top artists to perform. So this is really exciting.
It is. And, you know, for me, it's going to be quite special, you know, because I haven't been performing in San Pedro for a long time acoustically, yet alone with my band. I haven't yet performed around in this area.
With my band? How cool is that?
I know,
with my band?
With my bandmates, with my brothers, mis compadres.
What's it like? Because, I mean, you've been a solo performer, but you're one of these solo performers who are always very open to input and suggestions. I know you thoroughly enjoyed creating We Are As One, the anthem for our United Nationalities Summit with Terry Shaughnessy at Herodog Studios. You like collaborating, but actually now having a band is like, you know, like
it's
Gloria
awesome.
Gaynor.
Exactly.
Not Gloria Gaynor, Gloria Stefan. And you've got my band now.
I've got my band, you know.
What does it feel like? I mean, is it having that constant contact, feedback?
It feels, do you know, it feels amazing because there's so much energy and it's all so positive. But you know when you're doing something, but you're doing it and you feel like you're understanding a little bit more about yourself and you're developing more skills and knowledge, you know, and you feel good and you're buzzing. So that's exactly how I feel with them, you know. I feel as one with them, honestly, even though they're all men, you know, and I'm the only lady there for now. You know, it feels very cool, and especially when we start like improvising and jamming with each other, and then all these notes come out, you know, of the guitar, and I was like, oh, I didn't know I could do this, you know, I can jam with you, you know, and then vocally, you know, I'm going to different areas, you know, and different colors and different tonalities, and it's all because, you know, I'm sharing. You know, and I'm sharing, and I'm being open, and I'm learning, and yeah, and I'm enjoying it. You know, I've got a big smile on my face.
Well, you always have a big smile on your face, but without a doubt, you can feel that there is a vibe, a buzz. You've been performing so much, and obviously you work as well, and you work with children, which is very demanding. It is Miss Suryan who in fact records Rowan Litchfield's weekly sign language, which makes us very happy. And so it's lovely that integration with the children. They're always learning, they're always growing, you're learning and growing.
Exactly, and what I do is always, when I learn things, you know, I share it with them. You know, and even like sometimes I do put on footage, or maybe I'm working with them and they're on the IMAX working on the project. Miss, I found you on YouTube, you know, and they start like, oh, I said, right, you subscribe to my channel, I subscribe to you, because every child nowadays wants to be a YouTuber, right? My nieces, because I've got twin nieces, now they were really funny, and they're like, Auntie, you know, how many subscribers have you got to your channel? And I've got, well, you know, I've got like maybe 31 last time I checked. I'm like, why are you laughing? There's this, and they show me this kid, you know, having like thousands of subscribers, and they were like, look, he's younger than you, smaller than you.
Well, that's the thing, they've got a network
that's it.
that is completely different to you. In fact, I was watching a very cute video that we have to have on the programme, which is about a little girl who's with her tablet, and then they give her a magazine, and this child's like pushing this magazine, and like, it's not working, my tablet's broken. And then you see her actually testing her finger on herself, because maybe it's her finger that's broken. But in the end, she works out that the magazine, it's a very fast world right now.
It is, and it's all about that digital. You know, they're only 7, and they can pick up my phone, they know exactly where to go, swipe, find the camera. You know, one of them did a secret video on themselves, like, "Hi, don't tell Auntie Suri," you know. And then I'm cleaning my mobile, and I'm finding this video that she's left there for me.
As a teacher, you must see the dangers behind this as well. It's not just all glory. It's very easy for a child nowadays to make a mistake.
Exactly.
And then never be able to take that back, which I didn't have as a child.
No.
And you're very young, but I don't think even you had to go through that as a child. But today, if we were young and you make a mistake and you put up a photograph, you don't realise that once it's in the social media, you do not own that picture anymore.
Exactly.
It can be used for anything.
Anything, and anything you say, anything that you filmed, you know, it can be used against you. You know, and there's a lot of people I think out there who have a lot of time to waste, you know, and they would go ahead and, you know, troll, as they call it now, or diss. You know, there's something now in the YouTube called a diss track. Did you know that?
No.
So basically, where I go online now and I put an instrumental behind me and I start rapping, dissing you, right? And then I tag you, and then you see my video, and then you evaluate it.
Diss is, what does that mean?
Diss is like putting you down.
Disrespecting.
Can make it, yeah, I think so. And it's called the diss track, and it's this new thing, and every
How
time.
to bully to music.
Yeah, it's a kind of thing. I mean, if you're friends, you would take it lighthearted, but then it's the comments that people write over there. Oh, diss her, diss him, saying this, saying that, you know. And then obviously you do it in a friendly manner, but then you get this reaction, and then it affects you, you know. So it's so, you know.
Parents really, I think, frequently think that they don't understand the social media. It's all too fast for them, but it's something you cannot let go, because it's changing every day, and our children are very vulnerable.
Yes,
and
they
maybe we don't know it, or even to ask.
No, and they are very, very exposed to this, you know. And I think we need to accept that this is the way it's going. You know, this is the way that the world is evolving. You know, so we need to find a way how to manage it, you know, and make it safer for them, because you can't fight against it.
And unfortunately, wherever children are, predators follow.
Exactly.
So you have to really be aware, and our children do need to be warned and advised to make sure that they've got their privacy settings covered. And if you don't understand it, parents, get yourself a class, because it really is, I think that's serious. Our children have even GPS location services on some of their apps that they don't know, and it's showing them where they are, what time they're doing it. It gives a vulnerability that we're not even anticipating, I think.
Absolutely.
Anyway, back to your music before it's over. But when you have a teacher who is in touch with our youth, it's only perfect that we take advantage to discuss things that are so relative. So you're performing in La Catarina and San Pedro on May 12th, a birthday week for us. And what kind of music will you be playing?
So it's all original stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the acoustic stuff, which was still the full band, but it'll be me and the guitar and Peter with the guitar and the rest of the band, like all original music, so singing some of my songs. And then we'll invite Laura on stage, and she's going to do three really cool covers. Then Laura will get done from the stage, then we'll go back to the electric, so a little bit harder, as they say, to have a little bit of hard jazzy blues. And then we're going to end up with a really, really, really wicked blues improvisation, which is what I love. What I do when I perform, I have this book and I just pass it around the audience, and then the audience write their thoughts. You cannot believe some of the things that they've written. But then with
That's a nice idea.
Well, it works, because then what I do with those thoughts, I improvise something there on the spot, a bluesy, jazzy number, and it's amazing. It's a love, because they feel part of it also, and they're like, oh my God, that's my line, yeah, it's really cool. So
that's a great idea.
Yeah, so we're going to have one of that, and then Laura's going to join us, and between us two and the band, we're going to improvise together. So yeah, we're looking forward to it.
So where did you meet this band? How did you hook up?
Well, small world, Gibraltar. Peter. I've known of Peter for many years. He used to have two bands there called The Arrival and Oracle, and they were big in his days, big outside outside Gibraltar. So he's a very known musician there. So I've known of him also through my dad. Now I'm kind of like letting go here in Peter's age, but he looks really young. And so we kind of touched base a few years ago, where I was looking for someone to play with, because I came back from the UK. But he was busy, and then things just moved on. And then last August, coincidentally, in the beach, we were at a barbecue during the day, and we started talking. I said, look, I still want to do something. Like, have you got time? Well, okay, let's just jam. And from that jam, we've just evolved to this.
Just clicked.
Just clicked. But really, really fused up. Like, he understands where I'm coming from with my voice and my guitar work, and I've learned so much from him, so much, and I can only appreciate all the time that I've had with him, and how it's all evolving. And then certain opportunities have come up, which we needed a band to kind of proceed with, and so he's had this blues band. He says, well, I've got friends that maybe might be interested, which ended up being people I know also. So then that's why
it's funny how the world takes you around. What goes around
comes around.
And come around too, like Katerina.
Absolutely.
12th of May in San Pedro.
Yes,
because Serena will be there also with the semi-finalist of La Voice.
La Voice. That was very
Spanish.
Gibraltarian there. La Voice. Laura.
When in Rome or when in Jim, speak gibberish. It was lovely to see you again, Surya. Best of luck, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Fine language.
Ciao.
Hey, hey.
ever so excited to welcome Frederick to the programme today, thanks to Anita Norje, who's always out there searching for interesting people to let us know what's going on in the community. And this one is fascinating because it is a Dutch social club, the International Social Club of Marbella, of which Frederick is the president. So welcome to Marbella now.
Thank you.
A pleasure to meet you. As I've come to expect from the Dutch, you're very jovial, positive, raring to go. So it's really nice to see. Our Lily is also Dutch, who comes every week to talk about the animals from AAA. And the Dutch actually are very animal lovers and very supportive, and a lot of our animals actually do get adopted abroad in Holland, for example. So welcome.
Thank you.
Your club has been going since 2009. How did it come about? Why did you decide to open up a social club?
Well, before I started this, there was already a social club which had a Dutch pedigree, and those people were doing it for a profit. It was an organization. But they had to stop it because it didn't bring in any money, really. So then after 2 years, a lot of people and friends of mine said, why don't you start it out and do something else about it? And so I thought about it for a while and then decided, okay, why not? Because the problem is if a lot of people, they come to Spain, they live here maybe 6 months and then 6 months somewhere else, and it's hard for them to meet people that they really like or that they can get to know. And so we decided maybe it's a good idea. We try to set up a social club in which we have people that more or less are from the same level. And so I decided to do it in a way that they would be able to invite the people they like, which are of course their friends. And then friends, they start out with new friends, and so we built it up over the last 9 years into a club which now has about 330 members. They don't come every day, they don't come every time, they don't come even every month, because we have an event every month, but most of them do have 2 houses. They live here in Spain for a period of time, and they have another house maybe in the Netherlands, wherever, so they spend a little bit their time between two or even more countries. And so generally speaking, when we have a meeting, we have about between 60 to 70 people that are really coming. And then the next time, which is interesting, you get a whole new group. And then, you know, a few months later, you see another group. And then you see another group, and then after 1 year, the whole group comes back again. So people start to know each other very well throughout the year, because they get to know people they normally would not meet.
It really is lovely. I never thought about it when you were saying about the people who do, like many English do as well. You live here half the year, you live at home half the year, and so to actually make friends, establish relationships is that much harder. But when you have a social club that you can literally go in and out as you arrive and leave, makes it very convenient. So there's no restrictions and rules really in your club other than being a friend of a friend
which is a very good rule, I think. Because otherwise you get people in that you maybe think, well, they are here, but maybe they shouldn't be. I mean, that never happened up to now, but basically it didn't happen because of the formula that I imposed.
And how did you come up with that idea?
Just come up with it. I mean,
it's just a natural politician.
Oh, it was just a natural thing at the time. I mean, I was thinking on a very rainy afternoon, which was in February in 2009. I still remember because there was nothing else to do. So what can we do now? And that's when the club started, because people, I told you already, asked me to. And then you have the following problem. Well, how are you going to get your members? And so the best thing to do is that if you know a few people, they know a few other people. And for all those people, actually, it's interesting, since many people are members of some type of club, maybe a bridge club, maybe a golf club, and most are members of golf clubs, as you know. But they meet always the same people. I mean, you go and play golf, and then you always have the same people around you every time. And this time, if you get introduced to the social club, you can meet many people from many different walks of life. And so you get introduced. It's nice to see that there is a possibility to talk to people that you normally can't reach.
Do you always do your events in the same place? Because Marbella in itself is 27 kilometers of coastline without taking in the rest of the Costa del Sol.
That's true. No, we operate, if I may use the word operate, between Marbella and basically Venturola, and in between that stretch, because that's in the middle about. And it's easy to reach from Marbella, it's easy to reach from Venturola if you're somewhere near the area of Calonda, whatever. And so we try to get different venues every time. We have one popular venue for ourselves, which is It's called Estrella del Mar. They built up a fantastic lunch for us every time when we come there. It's outside, it's on the beach, it's luxurious. We have beautiful music, we have great venue there. The food is always very nice, and the service very right, and it's luxurious. And people like it because you're sitting there on a Sunday, you come in at 1 o'clock and we leave maybe at 6, whatever. And you have a whole afternoon and you can enjoy yourself on the beach there.
Is it just Dutch people in the association?
No, we do have mainly Dutch. 95% I would say is Dutch. But we do have Germans, we have Belgians, quite a bit actually. We have some English people. We have a few French, and you can get anybody who would like to be there.
But the activities are held in general in Dutch if the majority is Dutch.
That's true.
So if you don't speak Dutch...
No, well, as you know, Dutch are very linguistic. So most of them speak a little bit of English at least. And, some speak even Spanish and French and what have you, and German. So there's no problem.
The benefits of not having dubbing for those TV shows and movies.
Yeah.
Also, it's very cool in Spain that they have a whole industry built about that translation for the movies. But the Dutch, you actually have to just take the original version.
Yes.
But what a benefit, because they all have Dutch-speaking 5 languages.
Well.
So no, it really is a big plus as you do move around the world quite a lot.
Sure. We love the movie industry. It's a good thing for us, no?
It's definitely
they don't
a
have
good
to translate it. Anyway, they do it
Exactly.
still on Dutch television and in the cinemas too. So, there's always undertitling.
Wow, wonderful.
Yeah.
So you've been living in Spain for how long?
Well, quite a bit of time now. Time goes quick if you have a good time, as you know.
Yes.
And I'm amazed if I have to tell myself that we live here now already for 17 years, which is quite a bit of
Are
time.
you also coming and going half the
No,
year, or
no.
you now set up your full
No,
residency?
we are residents here, yes.
So you
I
really
like it that way.
can guide the people coming in, tell them where to go, and
Yeah, we
recommend
can,
the good
but
places.
most people do know already a little bit. It's just the social part that is
And
missing,
does this
maybe.
group have any contact apart from those monthly get-togethers? Is
Well,
there
they
any
have-
other activities that go on?
No, we don't do other activities. It's just only the parties. We have good food at the parties. We divide them in certain parties with only tapas. We do lunches. We do dinners. And I said to you that there is no entrance fee. There is no participation fee. The only thing you have to pay is the food and the drinks.
Once a
that
month, you
use
know
it.
you're going to get good company
Yes.
and good food.
And you're
Sounds like a
you're
plan.
gonna meet a lot of new, interesting people.
No wonder when he walked in here and he's looking around Velva like, ooh, he was thinking of one of his next
Yeah,
next
it's a
videos,
nice
'cause it's
place.
really pretty.
Very pretty
All
place,
blown
yeah.
away with how pretty it is. So if you haven't
Yeah.
been in, do check it out.
I mean, we are checking out those things because we are looking for new venues all the time. It's
Keep it
difficult,
interesting.
however.
Keep
Well,
it
the
interesting.
problem, it's not so much a problem, it's actually a good thing for the people that are concerned. But the restaurants now are mainly fully booked. I mean, there's always something going on in the restaurants. A few years ago, that was less. So now the economy is coming back to Spain, and especially to the Costa del Sol. So what you see is that a lot of those restaurants, they like you to be there, but,
Well, so it depends on the size and
they
where
increase,
they are.
yeah, they increase the prices, and
You have to
they
look
have a lot of
be
people
careful
going
your
on already.
days. Be careful
No,
your
no,
days.
I know.
Frederick from the International Social Club of Marbella, but unless you know someone who knows someone who knows someone who knows someone's a member, and you speak Dutch,
Well, who knows?
thank you so much. A pleasure to
welcome.
meet you.
Igualmente, as they say in Spanish.
Muchísimas gracias. Un placer.
nada.
Habla español y todo.
Sí, hablo. Sí,
Qué maravilla.
And as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide.
Hello, I'm Brian Mitchell from Laude San Pedro. Last week's sign was Mussels from Brussels. One more time, Mussels from Brussels. This week's sign is Protein Shake. One more time, Protein Shake.
It's gonna go your way. Hey, hey, it's a brand new.
Something in
Cybergran, otherwise known as Fiona Catchpole, is our social media expert for Marbella. Now, she's the one to make sure you know when you're on the telly. Also, if you want to be on the telly, you can contact us because we have all new emails and things, so you can contact us easily and be able to pronounce them, because mi Marbella UVM, it was a bit of a mouthful. So we've now got whole new emails, which we'll be putting on the screen. And Fiona, you're going to explain to people how they can follow us and interact.
Well, we have a very proactive Facebook page. So you can follow us on the Facebook page and do try and put us as what's called a see first. I had a little diagram the other day actually, so I'll make sure we put that up the top as well and put that on the website, because sometimes you miss things on Facebook and you want to make sure, because there are lots and lots of cool things happening very, very soon with the United Nationalities Marbella Summit.
And you've also got the Women's Day coming up now, which is really interesting.
We have the St. Patrick's Festival, and Marbella Now will have all of these details on, so it is one of the pages to watch if you want to know what's going on in the area. We now have our YouTube channel,
which we're beginning to load the things up on.
So all the programs will be on there, and the playlists at the end of the week. And if you want to take part in the program, come over to the Facebook page and send us a message. That would be the first port of call. Also many other things. What else have we got going on?
I don't know, but the thing is, the most important thing is
blogging. All of your articles for the Euro Weekly News.
It's trying to keep everyone
radio
informed.
Interviews, yeah. And everything is being updated. So our online platforms and presence are, very, very up to date. You can find out what you need to know about Marbella by following Marbella Now.
Yes, exactly. And it's called Marbella Now because it's what's happening in Marbella now.
Now, the clue is in the title.
Yes. Funny, because the other day I did an article in the Euro Weekly because I interviewed Charmaine Arbwin, who's our British consul on Mi Marbella Radio. Now, the information to get out is very important because with the exit from the European Union, for example, some people are finding they're having problems renewing on the padron, getting work permits, they're being made to jump through hoops that they didn't have to jump through before, and nothing really should have changed. And so now is the time to register on the padron, for example, if you want to remain in Spain after the exit from the European Union. Lots of little tips that actually are very, very useful. I think sometimes it would seem when people see consul, the embassy, that's all fake and they're not really giving us the news. But Charmaine is an immigrant like us. She has family here like us. She's got children like us. So
there is a lot to take on board, but the one thing that binds us together as an international community, like you always say, better together, is that we are all in this same kind of pot of sometimes misinformation, but we have it all now on Marbella Now because we are working really, really hard at making sure that we bring everybody together, and so we're really
not competing with anyone.
Yeah.
A platform to mix everybody together because information is privileged, and we all have lots of information in our different sections. It's just getting it cross-section sharing of information.
And online networking is as well. I mean, obviously face-to-face networking, nothing replaces that, but the online world. So that's my thing. I'm a Facebook specialist, and so this, we're building it all really, really solid so everybody can find everything they need to know.
Let's make it as easy as that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Fiona.
No problem.
I'm very happy with
Great
this. Great coffee
here at Velvet.
Yes, they also have very good coffee.
Lovely coffee.
This has got everything.
Oh, I'm coming again. Can I come again? Okay.
We're spoilt for choice of where to go out of an evening to wine and dine. However, due to the very strict drinking and driving laws and the fear of those controls, we frequently stay very close to home. Now, Aunt Lily's been wanting to go to the much acclaimed Takumi for a while, but she lives in Alveria, and that's the centre of Marbella. But thanks to the new Safety First policy by Linea Director, she decided that she would venture out because if she needed to, she could put the policy into practice. And that's exactly what happened. Lily and Tom had an absolutely fabulous dinner at Takumi, so much so that when it got time to go home and Lily realised that her one glass of wine had already probably put herself over the limit, they decided to stay and carry on enjoying the evening, knowing that all they had to do was ring Linea Director's special number for their Safety First policy, and they would send a taxi at no charge to pick her and Tom up and take them home back to Alveria, and at the same time, as Lily wanted, their car was taken on a tow truck back home as well. Now, why does Linear Director offer this free extra service included in their policy? Well, prevention is certainly cheaper than cure, and they want to make sure that they live up to their name, putting your safety first and catering to expats' needs. This policy is only available to expats with their NIE, with their residency number, and only for the province of Malaga, but you can use it up to 4 times a month. All this is in addition to the special features that Linear Director already offer their clients. As a Spanish company, they cater to all the legal local laws that are necessary when driving in Spain. They also have a fleet of tow trucks, mechanics, hotels, lawyers, anything you need to make sure you are safe and truly covered. All the documentation is in English, they have helplines in English, so everything is easy to understand. Linear Director really is putting your safety first. If you'd like more information on insuring your car with Linear Director, you can call them on 952 14 78 34. That's 952 14 78 34, and they'll answer all your questions in English. And of course, you can go to the website www.lineardirector.com.
Hello again, Marbella. It's Amanda here from Silk and Sin, and Nicole has invited me back to talk to you about what's quite a serious problem. Now, we're filming in the wonderful Velvet, and I am wearing Velvet in honour of our location. Gorgeous location, and it's actually a shame to talk about the problem I need to talk about to you, because it is quite a serious one, and it's a shame to speak about it in such lovely, uplifting surroundings. Very opulent and very luxurious. But back to the matter in hand, our problem. Now, we're going to call this young lady Sylvia. I'm sure I've had Sylvia before, but running out of pseudonyms is one of the problems of an agony aunt, because of course we're confidential. Now, Sylvia's in her 30s, she's independent, has a great job, has lived here a few years, has her own apartment, and in her own words, without being big-headed, is attractive. As she said, I'm not being big-headed, but I know I'm an attractive woman. She gets the attention of men. Now, she was single until about 7 months ago. And 7 months ago, Sylvia bumped into a very handsome, very nice gentleman who we'll call Mr. F in a club, and they got to know each other and eventually started a relationship. And at first, the relationship was wonderful. They got on together, they enjoyed the same things. They were both club sort of people, like going out, both quite sporty, like gyms, doing things together, and they got close very, very quickly. And he knows a few of Sylvia's friends, and Sylvia knows a few of his, so there are some connections. So she knows a little bit about him. The problem has been over the last 3 or 4 months. About 3 months into the relationship, F started getting slightly possessive, and this has increased and increased and increased. And the things that Sylvia has told me has frankly set off warning bells for me. As a victim of domestic abuse myself, and it's a subject I think should be brought out into the open and talked about. I know it's not very cheerful, but it is something we should be aware of. The things Sylvia told me set off warning bells for me and made me think there's something not quite right here. It started out with F turning up at her gym classes. And at first she thought, how wonderful, he's come to pick me up, that's lovely, he's thoughtful, he's picking me up. And then he should go out with friends for a coffee or a meal. He'd be there afterwards as well to pick her up. And again, at first she thought that was a wonderful thing. That's great. Then she noticed him going through her phone one day when she came home early. And that seemed a little strange to her. And he said, oh, I was just looking for someone's phone number. So she said, okay, fine, that's fine. Then, and Sylvia's a party girl. She likes to go out with her friends once or twice a week and have a girls' night out, as we all do. And F has started being a little bit bossy about what she wears. You're not going out in that, are you? That skirt's much too short. You're showing too much cleavage. Why are you putting on that much makeup? Where are you going? Who are you going with? And this has carried on and on and on until really it's become unbearable for Sylvia, as much as she is very, very fond of F. And that's a problem. She's very into him. She thinks he's a lovely guy. She wants to take the relationship further, but something, thankfully, is stopping her. Now, they both have separate apartments. F wants Sylvia to give up her apartment and move in with him. He's even talking about marriage, and this is after knowing each other 7 months properly, which is, I think you'll admit, quite quickly. And Sylvia's a little bit dubious about this. Should she do it? It's a big step, giving up her apartment and her independence. She's also noticed that she feels her computer has been tampered with in some way. Various bugs and viruses, which we all get from time to time. But she has a suspicion that possibly F has been checking up and has put some sort of bug on her computer so he can read her emails, which is quite possible and quite easy to do. Although I shouldn't really be telling you that, but it is. And so things have started to get a little bit difficult between them. The problem being is that Sylvia really, really is into F. He's handsome, he's good looking, they've got lots in common. But these things are getting more and more worrying for her. And these incidences of his possessiveness and jealousy are getting closer and closer. She said it's worse when he's had a drink or two. Well, that again, that's what really sets off warning bells for me. Now, it can start off like that and seem very, very mild. It's a slight thing, he cares, he's worried about where I am. Or is he actually checking up on her? Is this going to get any better? Or is his possessiveness and his jealousy going to get worse and worse and worse? And that's what worries me. Because a relationship that at 7 months is at this point, it doesn't seem to me that things are going to get any better. And he's getting more and more possessive. And really, after 7 months, do you have a right, even after 7 years, do you have a right to have that much control over somebody's life, however much you love them, however much they love you? I have advised Sylvia to take a step back from the relationship, perhaps not see F quite so often. Confide in some friends. Her friends that she's spoken to already are very worried about this. And one of them, who's been through similar experiences, has warned her that things could get worse. I've advised, again, confrontation without aggression. Let's sort this out. Maybe in a neutral environment, talk to him about his possessiveness and his jealousy. But to be honest, I think this is a doomed relationship. I'm very sorry. And I have said that to Sylvia, that she should be prepared that she might have to end this. Otherwise, she could find herself in a very difficult and possibly dangerous position. We'd like to hear your views on this. This is a very, very important and very serious matter. So if anyone has suffered the same sort of problem, I urge you, get in touch with someone, look for support. Don't suffer on your own, especially if it's gone further than Sylvia and F's situation has. Anyway, we wish Sylvia the very best of luck and keep our fingers crossed for her. And thank you very much for listening to that quite serious problem in Marbella, and we would very much appreciate the viewers' opinions on this. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye-bye, Marbella.
Velvet is not just exquisitely decorated, it is one of the only, if not the only, place to come and dine with a beautiful piano and an equally beautiful pianist. His name is Jens, and he's exclusive to Velvet here in Marbella, and we'd love you to take a little listen before we meet the man himself. Jens, take it away. Gents, how lovely to meet you.
Oh, thanks, babe.
It's so amazing because I love the piano, and you've got, okay, we've got Joy's live, but to actually sit and dine like I did a few evenings ago while you were playing in the background, such a variety of music, it was so entertaining. It's very special for Velvet having this.
Yeah, it's a new thing. I mean, I guess what they've done here is they made my conditions very nice here. But then, as a payoff, I will have to do. You'd have to do everything from nice dinner jazz to house music later on when it turns clubby. So you have to have a really wide range.
So how did you start playing the piano? Because you're very proficient. I mean, you're not just someone who dabbles. You are a pianist.
Yeah, no, I've done it all my life, more or less. I tour a lot. I just played here because they kept contacting me, and then I said, okay, let's do it. But normally I wouldn't do events like or venues like this. Is just I would do venues like this one because this is fantastic.
I mean,
the way it's done.
The decor is amazing. It's like between the cathedral and the modern, and then it's just all happening.
He knows what he's doing. And everything, the sound comes out everywhere. I can control everything from here, which is also a novelty on the coast.
And you have like a disc jockey mix, which is
I have later on a DJ coming there, and sometimes we jam together, and he can sort of control the sound up there. So musically, this is totally unique to Marbella. You won't find anything like it. But then again, they only hire people with a really wide range, and that seems to be working the same in the kitchen, as you know.
Were you formally trained in piano?
Yeah. Yes, of course, yeah.
Do you travel playing piano around the world?
Yeah, I tour around. I tour all the time. I don't play in Spain.
So this is really kind of like a bit of like free time for you, just like having a rest and playing, because you can express yourself in a different way.
Yeah, totally. And I really I respect the manager, and he's a young guy, but he's got all the history with him, so he can fuse old with the new. That means he understands what we're doing when people are eating sushi and we're playing jazz, and he understands later when people are drinking champagne and we're playing house music, and he can sort of contain everything, and which is also unique. So there are many little things when you examine this place. There are a lot of little things they've done right that makes you ease in here and start working with them. Although
you want it to work because you can see it's the details, the quality.
I walked past here many
even
times.
This piano. I mean, this is a great piano. Not many places have that.
It's amazing. I started playing here one evening. They had this piano, and the owner came and he was looking, and then he called a PA company. They came in as I was playing, and they put microphones in the piano and started drawing cables. And all of a sudden, half an hour later, the sound was completely different.
And that's a smart man. And now he has you as an exclusive pianist. You don't play anywhere else in Spain except here.
Absolutely. And we have a very good communication, and we can cater for everybody, and that's what it's about. Because also when you have the young funky crowd in, you can feed them a bit of jazz music that they would normally not hear. And if you put a house beat under it, you can play some jazzy chords,
so
and you can actually show them something that they would normally not get.
Yeah, you're subliminally introducing them to other things. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
We have really good reports about the whole thing coming together here. Also, this room sounds beautiful, and everything together. The service is fantastic. Really fast and funky. We got good dancers, we got good acrobats. Sometimes I play with acrobats that are swinging above the piano, and I sing to her and she sings to me, and
it's nice because it's that mix of everything.
So we have this enormous scope of we can arrange any kind of venue here. We can have anything go. I've had people who eat flame eaters, or what you call them in English. We've had people performing here. We've done very integrated events. Call me on my cell phone late night when you need my love. Call me on my cell phone late night when you need my love. I know when that hotline rings, that can only be one thing. Darling, turn the light back on now. Watching they're crying. They're going to full house. No heroes, villains, one to blame, like wilted roses filled with fame, and that thrill is gone. So hold back these applause. Whoa, whoa, oh, oh, oh. Wave out to the crowd. Face that hollow bow. It's our place to go. Well, let's do the show. At least we stole the show. At least we stole the show.
Many will recognize this handsome young man as the actor in our Linear Director adverts. He is now the new manager of Velvet. Congratulations, James.
Thank you very much.
The feedback I've heard has been tremendous. Your youth, I think, is a big plus in your favor because you're catering here to Velvet for my age group. Great piano background, great entertainment, but then that bewitching hours, it actually becomes this like club lounge.
Exactly. and that's what we are aiming for. And we are open till 4 o'clock in the morning. So if you do want to dine and have dinner, and then you're more than welcome to stay for the party afterwards as well. But like you say, we have a pianist and a great ambience and a great atmosphere, and that's what we're trying to create for our diners, you know, just somewhere where they can come and enjoy, you know.
I like, as well as when I've eaten here, at first it's like the menu's like a bit random, and then you realise it. We're in Marbella, 137 nationalities, and you've got like the dish for each nationality.
Exactly. At first glance, it does look a bit confused, but once you actually understand it, there's a bit of everything for everyone, you know. I mean, you can come here and eat and have like a different meal every time you come, you know. You don't have to just enjoy the Italian experience or, you know, anything like that. But we and obviously the owner is Turkish, so there is a little bit of a Turkish inspired theme in there as well.
And I had a kebab the other day, and it was authentic. It was like, in the sense, you're going to the country.
Exactly, but that's what the owner likes, you know. I mean, the decor and the alcohol and the terrace, you know. We're trying to do the simple things correctly. And if you do Turkish food, then you've got to do it correctly as well. But the owner's Turkish, luckily, so we can do that authentically.
And great sushi, the
we
service,
have top-notch
all
chefs.
The waiters and the people who are staff are here are delightful. It's like genuine joy to see people, which is really.
But like
really
you say,
refreshing.
like I say, it's just doing the simple things correctly. And service is one of those things. You want to go to a place and be happy. You don't want to just be, oh, he's a bit. No, you want to be happy and greeted well and. Yeah, and enjoy yourself.
The thing is, and I know a lot of people have said, even our cameraman walking, my God, this place must be so expensive because the decor is not 5-star, it's 10-star. It's superb, every detail, the stairs, the bathrooms downstairs, and yet it isn't that price at all. So is this like a joke that the owner's playing? Or
No,
looks like
not
expensive,
at all.
but it's not.
Not at all. I mean, we have the big 6-litre bottles of Belvedere if that's your thing, but you also have like a very reasonable sized Cagna, you know. I mean, like, you can come here and enjoy yourself. You can come for 1 or 2 without breaking the bank, you know. You can walk in here with 10 euros and actually have a good time, you know. You don't have to walk in here with all the money in the world. But no.
But if you have that as well, you're very welcome.
You're very welcome
as well
to come here too for that as well.
But it's nice because it means everybody gets to experience what it's like to be rich, as they say in Marbella, because you don't get much richer in the decor than it is here.
And that is a testament to what we're trying to do with the place as well. It is a wonderful location, and we try to provide the best of the best. So yeah,
to provide the best of the best. So the best of the best come
have
in.
to come, yeah.
At the moment, Velvet's only open on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings.
Yep.
Is that right?
That's correct at the moment, just for dinner. But Semana Santa will be the week, like the Easter week. Will be the week where we're open from every day of the week from then on.
Will you also be having Jens entertainment here during that time?
During that time, we'll have a live pianist. We have a DJ, very famous DJs come live for until 4 o'clock in the morning, and a little bit onwards if You know, if you're still here and dining, we'll never kick anyone out. And then we also have a dancer and an acrobat perform.
It's nice because you've got the silks there ready for the acrobat show.
Exactly. I mean, people are always dropping in their card for the saxophonists and the violinists. I mean, we're just trying to attack good entertainment, and that's what people want.
The experience, all you have to do is come in through the door, because once you're here, you've got the whole evening covered.
Yeah.
And the service is absolutely perfect, and they're all as charming as young James here. Thank you so much, James.
Thank you very
We felt
much.
very, very welcome. It's been a pleasure to record our programme here this week.
It's been a pleasure to have you, Nicole.
Oh, it's been absolutely fun. Fun. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Free taxi 4 times a month and 25% discount on your car insurance if you're the zero hero.
Wearing a seatbelt is fundamental. Even braking suddenly at 7 kilometers an hour, your body will be thrust forward with the equivalent weight of 3 to 5 tons. That's like throwing yourself off headfirst of a 3-story building, and we wouldn't want to do that. We certainly wouldn't do that out of choice. Now, when you're pregnant, a lot of people choose not to wear the seatbelt because it's true that the lower belt can actually hurt your uterus or even damage the fetus. However, there is an adapter now available that is a cushion that goes on your car seat, and when you get in the car, what you do is you put your seatbelt on as you would normally. So you put your seatbelt on, and now you're sitting on your special seatbelt adapter, and then you take the part that's between the legs, which is the optimum position to put the belt so it's below your uterus, it's below the baby, and if any pressure is exerted in case of sudden braking, it will not hurt you or the baby. But it is fundamental that you wear a seatbelt, because if you don't, you're risking your lives, your baby's life, and that of anyone else who is with you in the car or around you if you go through that windscreen. It's fundamental. Seatbelt first, but when you wear it correctly. And in pregnancy, it's very important to position that belt below the bump so you're all safe. Well, that's it for another week. Thank you so much for joining us for another week of Marbella. Now, a big thank you to our guests. It's always a pleasure to meet so many interesting people that make up our international community. Also to know that we're helping find our animals safe homes. We hope that you have a wonderful weekend, that you'll take care of yourselves, be nice to each other, and that you'll join us again next week. For now, bye-bye. Hey, and come and check out Velvet.